Hello and welcome to another installment of Airsoft Reports. Today we're going to take a look at the new TSD SD 45. Now, as you can see, it fluctuates between the high 330s and the low 340s. Our estimates actually came out right at 340 feet per second, which is quite respectable for any airsoft gun. Now, we've decided to alter our testing methods just slightly to more accurately reflect more real-world usability. In times past, we've fired 5 shots in semi-auto at each of our 5 targets to give you an idea of how each gun will perform on semi-auto. Now, we've reviewed our procedures and discovered that because airsoft BBs are so light, when you're firing in semi-mode at ranges greater than 75 feet or so, the breeze can just carry those little BBs off target. Now, what this means is, if we fire 5 shots at a target at say 125 feet, we might get 3 shots that actually hit one after the other, and then 6 shots that don't hit at all. And it's not because the gun is any more or less accurate, it's generally because of the fact that there's either more or less wind. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire one set of 10 shots in semi-auto mode at the 75-foot target. And that'll give you an idea of just how well the gun will perform using semi. Now, we will show you what the gun can do at ranges greater than that using the full auto feature, firing short 1 to 2 second bursts to give you an idea of its maximum effective range. Let's take a look. Now, we'd like to reflect on the results that we've just seen. We note we recorded 80% accuracy, 8 out of 10 shots hit. Now, contrast that with groupings of less than 3 inches and accuracy of 100% that we've gotten before we filmed the take you just saw. Our point is that the variations in accuracy can be so significant that we have decided to remove the semi-auto tests at ranges greater than 75 feet. Sometimes we'll get perfect accuracy, but then a breath of wind will send these tiny BBs off course and we'll get 30% accuracy. So this just gives you an idea of why we're making this change. I'm sure we're going to get all sorts of emails screaming at us, telling us that it's not the right thing to do, but we've decided to make this call, and we're convinced that it will give you a better idea of the real-world accuracy of these airsoft guns. But now we're going to show you what it can do with full auto. We'll fire short bursts, some long bursts. You'll get an idea of what it can do at the various ranges. Let's take a look. We're going to try to show you the maximum terminal range that the SD45 has. We're going to be aiming at our 150-foot target. Now, my guess is we're not likely going to be hitting it much more than once, if at all. But it doesn't mean you can't hit targets at that range. Here we go. As you can see, we got a couple of hits, but on the whole, we were really long balling it. The gun's muzzle angle was close to 10%, and once you start doing that, you're going to basically be significantly minimalizing the momentum that each BB has upon impact. Alright, we'd like to reflect on what we've learned on the firing report of the TSD SD 45. As far as accuracy and range go, we found that it is average to above average in that capacity, able to hit targets at 150 plus feet. It performs best at ranges of between 75 and 100 feet, and the groupings are very tight. Very few flying BBs off to the right and left. It's a very tight string when we fire in bursts. Overall, the battery efficiency is pretty good at around 1,200 or so BBs. It is a stick-type battery, and so of course its capacity is lower than some of the larger batteries on the market. But the magazine is quite large, and it holds around 400 BBs, so it gives you some pretty good flexibility. It doesn't require that you reload a lot. It's actually pretty impressive considering that the magazine isn't much longer than a standard MP5 mag. It is of course thicker, and that's why it can hold so much more. The sights are useful. They are PEEP sights, and they allow us to acquire the target quite easily and reasonably accurately. There is, of course, a blade sight, which we'll get to in more detail in the quality report. But it did allow us to hit our targets with ease, and overall, it was a favorite when it came to skirmishing. So we would definitely recommend it.